All right, so something strange happened in one of my campaigns, and I thought I would investigate it. And what I found was something I didn't know was a part of Warhammer 3, and I've been playing since, I mean, obviously since launch, however long that is, and then Warhammer 2 for years before that. So I probably played these games for like 8 or 9 years, and I didn't know this was how this mechanic worked. So I'm just bringing up, I'm in a very important campaign fight. It's quite difficult for me. And my lord is Rachnik Spiderclaw, who has routed once. He's going to route again, but I need him to just sit by and cast Vindictive Glares at either the Iron Demon or Zatan. Now he routes again. We'll get there. I have a secondary lord. These guys came in second. They're a reinforcing settlement garrison because I am under attack right outside a settlement. If I die, I lose the city and this army, which is pretty bad. My entire north is exposed. So it's been a difficult battle for me. I was heavily outmatched. Believe it or not, that balance of power is the best it's gotten for me. So Rachnik is back. I'm going to keep him nice and safe. He has 20 leadership, and I'm going to get him out way off to the side. I'm going to shoot Vindictive Glares in until I can win. There's very little left in the battlefield. I'm just pointing out that I can totally win this. I'm down to the balance of power, but that doesn't matter. Archers are going to finish off the Iron Demon shortly. I'll be just fine. So there are two lords. Ruglash Borgroff, which is a Black Orc unit, and Rachnik Spiderclaw, who's the original lord. This is a reinforcing army, so I would argue that their lord shouldn't matter, but Rachnik has 20 leadership. Note, when I hover it, that is exactly what's ailing him. Now he's at 15, okay? He is at 15. He's lining up to shoot Vindictive Glare at something. I don't know, doesn't matter. Ruglash is fine, 3,500 HP left. Rachnik, 1,000, leadership 15. Fires his Vindictive Glare at the Iron Demon. Gets some good damage. Balance power continues to improve. All of a sudden, he spikes to -1. He loses 16 leadership out of nowhere. Well, where did it come from? Lord recently died. Rachnik, baby, sweetie, darling, you're the Lord. You aren't dead. Let's take a look over here at Ruglash Borgroff. Lord recently died. Ruglash, BB, you're not the Lord. You're a random Black Orc from the settlement, but you're not dead either. So where did my Lord die? And some of you might know this and might be getting really smarmy in the comments right now. I'm not saying I'm the first one to discover this. I'm saying when I learned how this worked, it blew my mind. And I didn't know after all this time, so I imagine some people watching this video have no idea. Now, I promptly go on to lose this battle because my entire army just lost their lord, so some of my low leadership Black Orcs that were holding down Fireglaves are going to rout. A lot of my archers start routing out of nowhere, so they can't finish off that Iron Demon. My Rachnik frickin' shattered, so he can't cast spells, and we lose the battle. Now, how did that happen? Well, what happened? You can see I was confused, so I saved it as what happened. Now, what happened too is the answer. So I was talking to some friends, and some friends of mine have played older Total War games. And that might be a clue to some of you who didn't know how this works, but you're getting an idea. So to test, I loaded back up. So there's the reinforcing army. They're going to show up in 6 seconds. They are appearing now. Rachnik is my lord. This secondary army, I was like, maybe the Wa army that is so beat up. Wait, no, this is the settlement garrison. Okay, so it's my Wa army that has the other lord. I don't know. I don't care. I checked that other one. I didn't see any of them being indicated as the lord, but I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to have them sit back. So the only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sprint Ruglash Borgroff to his death to confirm my suspicion about how this works. And if my and my friend's suspicion, to be fair, I'll give them credit. I was talking to Slime and Boar. If they're out there, you get your credit. I was talking to them. I honestly forget which of the three of us said it first, but together we were like, no way it works like that. So I said I'd go test it. So I'm going to send Ruglash Borgroff to his death and see exactly what happens here, because I have a theory. Now, while Zatan charges in, let's disperse with some of the theater. If you've ever played Shogun 2, you might know that that game had a general system. You have a character that's a general that is important to your specific army. Sometimes it's your son and heir, sometimes it's a family friend, things like that. But the problem with the general is he wasn't a single entity like Zatan is in Warhammer 3. The general was a lord that ran around with a bodyguard units. They had about 45 models. An interesting thing could happen in Shogun from time to time. If a cannon volley hits you just the wrong way, or if an archer volley hits you just the wrong way, you could have 44 bodyguards left and a dead general. You would have 44 out of 45 models, and that announcer would come up and say, "Our general has fallen on the battlefield," and your men start to rout. And I'm like, no way. A game as new as Warhammer 3, as developed on those systems, still works in the same way. We have single entities now. We have all of these important single entity lords. There is no possible way that it selected one random black orc in a unit of 80 to be the lord. And if that one just so happens to die, my whole army takes -16. There's no shot it works like that. So I had Zatan just fight this black orc on its own. And if you know anything about media by now, you'll know where this is going. Trying to find the exact moment. Lord recently died. It is in fact one random black orc in Ruglash Borgroff that is Ruglash Borgroff. And if he dies, no one else in my army is taking any damage. If he dies, we get a Lord is Dead debuff. I cannot explain to you how awful that is as a mechanic. As a mechanic. Okay, so here's the thing. That makes no sense. That is so bad. That is so bad for your reinforcing army to all of a sudden have a lord unit that is just one unit in a black orc, and like it could be any unit, but I'm going to use this exact example. That means I can't use that black orc. I can't use the best unit of my reinforcing army because Ruglash in there somewhere might die. And sure, we made it to 22 models before he finally died. But like, you don't know that. He could be the first model to die. And you might be like, Human Boy, of course you can still use the unit, but when it starts to get low, back off like you would any lord. Play it like you would with any other lord. No, dear viewer, if you aren't catching the point yet, Ruglash is not a 7,000 HP lord. He's not a 10,000 HP lord. He's 10,000 divided by 80. 1,000 divided by 8, 150, whatever. He's rounding, whatever. I'm not going to get out a calculator. Ruglash Borgroff has 150 HP. So would you run an 150 HP melee lord into combat? You wouldn't. You wouldn't run an 150 melee lord into combat because he's almost dead and his leadership buff is more worth it than he is. So you would hide that melee lord behind in your backline and try and keep him safe. But I don't know which one Ruglash is, so I can't send 79 healthy black orcs into a fight and hide my 150 HP lord. So do you just not use the black orc, or do you suicide your lord? That is horrible. How I thought it was going to work is I thought the whole unit was the lord. So if they die, like if the unit gets literally obliterated, you would get the Lord is Dead debuff. And by the way, why doesn't it just default to that's my lord? Frickin' Rachnik, the original lord of the original army, should be my lord. Lord recently died. No, he didn't. Some random black orc from either your army or your garrison died. You're the leader, Rachnik. You're the one that I put ability points into. You're the one that I click on the campaign map. Why is this fucking random guy from a reinforcing army in a whole unit of black orcs the single most important entity on the field? That is insane. That is an insane way to do that mechanic. And that's, I think it was Slime, again, giving credit to my two friends who helped me figure this out. I think it was Slime who said, if that's true, that is insane. And turns out, Slime, it is exactly how it works. That is crazy. So in a siege, your reinforcing army could show up, a random tower shot could one tap your lord, and your lord could be the first thing that dies in the whole game from a full HP unit. It's crazy. Oh, I can't. I'm going to immediately fill out a feedback ticket to CA to try and change how that works, but I don't know what they'll do with it because I'm not a programmer and there must be a reason it's that way, and like it could take a while to fix, and they're busy with DLCs and other stuff, but that just thought I'd share it with you. So if you didn't know, here's your cool fun fact for the day. Now I need to go replay this battle like 6 or 7 times because I'm not going to lose it due to this, but missing an entire Black Orc is a problem because I only have... This is mostly a Goblin army, and not a lot of people can damage Zatan because he's rocking freaking 33% constant ward save, so... kind of need my Black Orcs to fight him. Roar. Subscribe, yes.